Thouars, Grand Master of Lies. For the sake of brevity, I'm not going to get into all of Willem's ad hominem attacks. I don't care. He can say whatever he wants. It is irrelevant. There's a few cogent points that he brought up, and I want to address those. Now, he's brought up things that are going to have to spill over into several DVDs probably, because there's a whole lot to explain.
Okay, hi, I'm Willem de Thouars. First of all, I'd like to discuss Mr. Chas Clements. Chas is a good practitioner on his own, but has never studied under me. Him of all people should have never criticized Roberto Thouars. Roberto Thouars, even though in a few years and a few visits of me over at this place, was a damn good practitioner. He has, Chas has used my name to benefit himself, sold badly produced tape that I'm ashamed to see those tape to be in anybody's possession. He sold those tape at profit margin to benefit himself. Used our name, the Thouars, to benefit himself. He is a great instigator on the internet. Part of it, him and Steve Gartin had me sign a contract which was hilarious. Don't make sense. I was getting 7%, my sweat, my blood, my work, and they were making badly tapes, and from what I know, they were selling. And pretty soon I will have to stop the company that is selling those tapes still. And if I have to sue him, I will sue the company that is still selling those tapes. He's not permitted to sell any more tapes, let's put it that way. That is Chas Clement.
Let's talk about a few of the things that Willem mentioned. Now, number one, he starts with Chas Clements. Now, Chas, Yah bless his heart, spent years on the internet extolling the virtues of Willem and Paul and Victor. There is a huge segment of the world that would never have heard of the de Thouars name if not for Chas Clements. So say what you will about Chas, but the thing that you have to admit is that he put heart and soul into putting the de Thouars name out there in a very favorable light. The man is brilliant. He has an articulation that nobody can match. I mean, there's a whole list of Chasisms. My goodness, the man was brilliant, is brilliant. He's retired now, but that does not negate the fact that Chas Clements was very instrumental in putting the de Thouars brothers, all of them, on the map. So I'm not going to take that from Willem. Chas used him. That is a lie. That is another lie. If all the years that Chas worked for the de Thouars brothers, if it put $1,000 in his pocket, you should label me amazed. I don't think it was anywhere close to that. And he's damn well deserved well more. But Willem did not lose a penny out of his pocket to Chas Clements. On the contrary, he made a lot of money on Chas Clements. And I'm not going to allow that bunch of bullshit to stand. It's a lie. Chas Clements did not munch off the de Thouars brothers. Chas Clements made all of them money. Now, you notice that the big deal that Willem is all pissed off about is Roberto Thouars. Well, Roberto Thouars is a cop. Now, out in the audience, you'll see Willem's eyes. He's always looking over at Gay Clyman and Donnie Estep and Mark Statterman. These are the copsuckers who are there trying to intimidate Willem into admitting that he taught me how to defeat cops, which is not true. Willem is telling the truth there, probably for the only time in this entire diatribe that you're watching. The first time that Willem tells the truth is that he did not teach me how to defeat cops. He doesn't know. He doesn't care. He bows down. He bends over. He loves the police. Well, I'm sorry. I love good police, but I hate Luciferian copsuckers. And that's who Gay Clyman, Donnie Estep, Mark Statterman, and others of that ilk are. The Joint Domestic Terrorism SWAT team that raped those children at Columbine. Now, these are the people that we're talking about, the very people that Willem is saying, oh, I love the police. We have such good police. Well, I don't believe that. But he did not teach me how to defeat them. I learned that on my own.
Now the next man that is closer to me at one day, as a friend, as a student, we have been for a long time. And that's Steve Gartin. At one time, Steve was a very good man, very good student, and anybody that knows can attest to that. Steve has lost it, for one thing. I love the United States of America. I've lived here almost 40 years. If you were in my place, you would understand. I'm an immigrant. I'm a Dutch Indonesian, but I'm also part Jewish, part Dutch, part French, part Indonesian, part American as well.
You have to wonder if anything that Willem tells you is the truth.
And all that fighting. 2 years have been peaceful, and all of a sudden, the Torres things start popping up. I have already forgotten about the past. There's still a toothache, and I have lost some weight from my sensitivity, my emotionally, those two individuals are draining me.
Okay, I'm going to have to address Roberto Torres and Art Gitlin, because that is the basis for this whole tape that Willem made. Well, that and Mike Sigmund. And of course you can find all of that, the entire tape, uncut, unedited, on www.willemdethouars.com. Just go take a look. You'll see the whole thing. But let me tell you about Roberto Torres and Art Gitlin. Now, my objection to those gentlemen had nothing to do with the fact that Robert Torres was a cop and Arthur Gitlin was a Jew. Nothing to do with any of that. My objection was that Willem was trying to turn the Kunlun Pai over to these two guys that had no clue, none whatsoever, of what it was all about. And there was a meeting in Willem's backyard where he tried to tell Randall Goodwin and Chuck Stallman, Dave Anderson, John Garcia, Dave Spanenberg, Tom Kyer was there, and me and George Morin and Phillip Sailas, that these two guys were taking over the association. And I said, whoa, wait a minute here, man. You know, Roberto Torres is a nice guy. But he's had, what, a dozen lessons with you, Willem? 12 lessons? Is that all? You know, I mean, this defies logic, but not Willem's logic. Willem's logic is that here's two guys that are saying, we will put money in your pocket, Willem. They were speaking his language. They knew it, and he knew it, and I knew it. David Sponderberg jumped the fence, man. I mean, he left. He said, I'm going to kill these people. He said, I'm out of here, man. There's blood's going to be flowing. So this was the background. And Willem says, oh, well, you know, I'm over with that in my mind. I haven't thought about that in years. But the problem was, Torres was still claiming to be the lineage holder. You know, and I don't care that Willem designated me as the lineage holder, because he was probably lying when he did it. You know, I didn't ask him. I didn't ask Willem for any certificates of any kind, ever, for any reason. Everything that he gave me, all of the toilet paper that I have from Willem de Thouars, was his idea, not mine. Okay, but here's what it is. This is the underlying foundation of what Willem is sniveling and whining about now on this video. So, okay, I'm out. I'll be back.
So I wish that something could be done to stop him, and I will put things in the internet, but it's a tape that I verify, I acknowledge my disassociation with Steve Gartin, and again, I repeat myself, I'm not against our government. I love America. I'm not against the police. I love the police. I agree, they are bad cops, good cops, but most majority of the cops are good. And we here in Northland have a phenomenally good police force. It is safe to live in Northland. How is that? Thanks to the good police force. And I support the police force, not because I want to kiss their butts or no. I love the guys for what they do. And I'm not going to be dragged in because Steve Gartin wants to use my name and blame me for having taught him to fight cops. No. That's all wrong. And so that's why I make these statements. Out of anger, sure, I'm angry. My family don't have rest. I don't have rest. I hear from Europe's daily telephone calls coming in, hey, what's the matter with that guy? Do you allow a student from you to be doing those things against us? We have nothing to do. A Jew has nothing to do with Steve Gartin's problems. A Mexican has nothing to do with Steve Gartin's problems. The world has nothing to do with Steve Gartin's problems. I don't have nothing to do with Steve Gartin's problems. Steve Gartin has a problem with himself. He needs a psychiatrist. He needs something to straighten his brains out.
Let's talk about me for a minute. Yeah, some people say I lost it. And you know, hey, there was several years, and I'm not going to jive you. I was pissed when I found out that the country that I had sworn an oath to had been overrun, infested by Luciferian demons intent upon destroying everything good and everything godly in my country. Yeah, I was pissed. And I do to this day hold animosity against all of those Luciferian, pedophile, Weasley, child-sacrificing, child-raping monsters. To this day, I hold animosity against them, and I will never bow or kowtow to evil. I ain't gonna do it. So there's the nutshell right there. Now, the tapes. Let's talk about the tapes for just a second, because that is your main point. We made 500 tapes. I had to make 100 lots of each one of them. Out of that 500 tapes, Willem got a about 60%. He got about 300 out of that 500. Now, why don't you run that through the mill and look at $60 a tape? It took me from, what was it, 94 or something like that when I first started selling tapes, till 2002 to sell out that other 200, if it was even that many. Now that I had to spend up front to get those videotapes made. So try to calculate that in your mind if you can. You know, I come out screwed on this deal, and Willem come out fat city. So for him to say that I never paid him a red cent, I paid him about 60% of the entire production up front for free. Now that was not the deal we made. He agreed to pay me wholesale for them, which was exactly what I had paid for them. And instead of selling them for 40 like I did, he sold them for 60. And then he wants to say they're bad tapes. Well, hey, they weren't great. They were amateur quality. I admitted that from the get-go walking in. You know, I blew $20,000 on equipment. And back then, $20,000 would only buy piss-poor amateur equipment. And that's what I had to work with. So that's what they are. That's what they were. Now, there's been a change. When DVDs come in, there's a whole nother story there, and I'll tell you that one too. But I ain't going to do it right now because this is about Willem's denunciation. This is before the renunciation of the denunciation in front of Conrad Bui, Phillip Sailas, Brian Earnest, Clements, Kris Roberts, Mike Casto, Willem's wife, and Aric Fowler. Now, Aric Fowler happened to have mentioned that he was there when Joyce admitted to owing me $2,000 and asked for another $2,000 in DVD stock. Now, this was back in 2005. You hear people on the renunciation of the denunciation talking about the family gathering that's coming up. This family gathering was for my distance learning people and the people that were studying in the Denver area to work on the distance learning program. And there, Keith Moffat, Phillip Sailas, Marcelo Renero, Conrad Bui, and Willem all participated in the teaching. I was the videographer. There's a 4 DVD set available on that right now on kuntalsilat.net. And hey, I hope you buy it. You'll be able to tell that Willem is lying about the distance learning program. Of course, now that's not on this tape either. So there's a whole lot of convoluted information that it's going to be hard to sort all this out. But I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this minutia. This is going to be it, I hope. You know, I mean, there's always, who knows, he may go on some kind of a rampage and I have to respond to that. But let's hope that ain't true, because I want to be done with Willem de Thouars. The man is not worth my time. He cannot carry on an intelligent conversation. He cannot even present a cogent argument. He wants to fall back into ad hominem attacks. And I'm sorry. You know, I mean, the man wants to bring up a whole bunch of crap that is 100% unrelated to what it is that he's complaining about. If he even knows what he's complaining about. But there it is. I'm going to cut this here, and it's going to be a take.
Do not buy any tapes. Do not buy anything that is using my name, for there be to support their behalf. I don't want to be in fault with any of them. They have caused me lots of grief. They have drained me. I have lost weight. That's the reason why, sadly, I have to take time out to put this on tape so that the world know, and I hope the world's gonna know. And I will put something in the internet also. Thanks. Thanks.
So now comes Willem's apology. And this apology he denies having ever made. But here in front of you is Conrad Bui and Brian Earnest and Mike Casto and Phillip Sailas and a whole host of other people, including Clements, Aric, Fowler, and myself, and Kris Roberts and his wife Joyce, all there, all listening to Willem tell another lie.
Teaching manipulation. Should have never criticized Roger de Thouars. Should have never criticized Roger de Thouars. Should have never criticized Roger de Thouars.
Does he just come to the Steve Gartin party?
Yes, Spirit Fest.
Okay, sure.
It's
You're on.
the American system.
Okay.
He gave it a Chinese name to pay homage to.
And we're just sitting here watching the pre-tape that Roger Brockman made and shipped out all over the world.
Its primary roots,
And he sent this to anybody on the internet that would pay for free. He sent this out, and he had Uncle, on tape saying a bunch of stuff that has negatively impacted our entire association, including our business, because people wouldn't buy tapes from us because it was said that they were bad tapes and all kinds of stuff. So Uncle just wanted to kind of set the record straight. I've been called a racist. I've been called a thief. I've been called the maker of bad tapes. And, it's just stuff that we need to get squared away now that we're all kind of sitting around the table and everybody's here and Uncle's kind of on the, let's see, yeah, he's on the spot, and we'll just stop that if we can.
Yeah.
So that we can hear Uncle.
Yeah. Well, you know what I said, I have said it, and with regrets. I do have regrets. And like you said, the one you like the most, you always throw spitballs at, and yes, I did. But deep inside of me, it is an unchanged thing. You guys are still in my thoughts. Okay. It is a de Thouars.
Teaching manipulation.
Mark. Okay. I know it's kind of shitty, but de Thouars has bad habits. I know it's kind of shitty, but de Thouars has bad habits. I know it's kind of shitty, but de Thouars has bad habits. And all I said, I do apologize openly, publicly. I'm sorry. All I said, I do apologize openly, publicly. I'm sorry. All I said, I do apologize openly, publicly. I'm sorry. All I said, I do apologize openly, publicly. I'm sorry. It says de Thouars. Teaching manipulation. I learned that word from Clements. I never came up with something like that. So, and that's the truth. And actually, Roger Brockman is I tell him honestly, he's an asshole. He always wants to get in your trust, and then when you bend over, he screwed you with a broomstick and a jar of gasoline. Now I'm turning things around, and I'm using a hatchet and cut his ass in two. And people has to know that,
So Roger's no longer a part of anything that you do?
No, he never was actually. He's not even a good practitioner.
And he claims to be one of your top
Gurus,
students.
yeah, gurus. He knows 40 of our forms.
Do you believe it?
Nah, he cannot even do one right. And I can't stand the guy because,
Is he the one that filmed this
yeah, he did film this.
with the iron in the background and all that
Yeah,
stuff?
yeah.
Nice setup.
Yeah, nice setup. I never said that. I don't want to, you know. So, and that's how the trouble starts. But he's trouble. He talks bad behind your back. He talked to my associate. My associate tell me, you know, hey, you know, Roger told me this. That's it. Basically, that's it.
Why did he put this on the Sigmund tape and send it all over the world?
Because that is well, his grudge against you, whatever he had, you know. You know.
And was he the one that talked you into believing that I was an anti-Semitic, that I hated Jews?
Yeah, something like that. And I said, you
And a
know,
racist and all that stuff?
all the
That was
things.
him and Gitlin.
Yeah.
Oh, Gitlin.
That was Gitlin's first.
Yeah. Him and Gitlin, yeah. But no, you know, he got me really upset and pissed off.
But now it's over with.
Yeah, it's over with. And I still have a beef with Roger Brockman. So this,
Well, and he was here when the police came and interviewed you about me.
yeah,
wasn't he?
yeah,
So he met Holstlaw and Estep and
Yeah.
all of those guys.
yeah,
Basically right here.
yeah. They came, and so what do I say? You know, so.
Well, you told them that I was a dangerous man. And they believed it.
That's a good classman operation. So,
Well, what, do you have anything to do with Roger anymore?
no,
Do you have anything to do with Gitlin anymore?
no,
Do you have anything to do with Torres anymore?
no.
Well, it looks like all the trouble that we had on
And
this video's over with.
And I have nothing to do with Bruce Jetnik.
Ah,
I'm another one.
right.
And who else? A few others.
Yeah, Bob Orlando.
Yeah.
Especially about this, I hate the government thing. And that's not the fact. I hate the illegitimate Luciferian government. The Republic, I love. I swore an oath to the Republic, my friends. I love the Republic. I hate the Luciferian corporate Borg posing as a government. So let's just get that straight. But that's not the topic of this particular video. I will put it in its proper place here. But well, I would prefer that this be the end of the Willem drama, but I'm sure he'll do something queer, and I'll have to respond.